if you're new, thanks so much for giving my channel a chance. I really appreciate it. And feel free to like it, to comment, to share. I love the comments. Definitely subscribe, please. And those of you that are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. So, also just a reminder that we are doing the postcard and holiday card exchange, and my PO box is in the description. So I wanted to show you a couple things I bought, and also just talk, because I watched an amazing documentary today. It'll probably mean more to the Canadians, but I think the Americans have heard of this one person too. Everybody knows my hero is Mr. Rogers. I absolutely love what he did for children. I love what he taught people. I love his gentleness and his kindness. And he was best friends with another person that I greatly admired, which was the Canadian version of Mr. Rogers, which was Mr. Dressup. And I only just found out today that Mr. Dressup and Mr. Rogers not only knew each other, but were best friends. Mr. Rogers was actually Mr. Dressup's best man at his wedding, and they came to Canada together, and Mr. Rogers' TV show started here, and Mr. Dressup stayed and did Mr. Dressup. His name is Ernie Coombs. For me as a child, I didn't have the happiest childhood, and it was a bit lonely, even though I had all kinds of siblings. And I think a lot of us had that, and I think everything I learned about kindness and positivity from a very young age came from those two programs. I loved watching them. I loved the moral teachings that they were doing about being kind and accepting everyone. And see, I was never a Sesame Street person. My brother and sister, they were Sesame Street people. That wasn't me. I was an Electric Company girl. Rita Moreno and Morgan Freeman, they were my heroes. So for me, Electric Company, Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Dressup, there was no racism there, you know? Everybody was treated the same. And I think, because you have to remember this was the early 70s, I grew up surrounded by racism, you know? It was commonplace. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And even then I knew it was wrong. Without anyone telling me it was wrong, I watched them and I knew, you know, I think they were my first examples of what the world should be like, you know? So, yeah, I watched this documentary, and what I loved about it is that they were so far ahead of their time. Both Mr. Rogers and Mr. Dressup took children as people. They saw them as people. They also knew that they needed to be have their imagination brought out. Mr. Dressup was great with toilet paper rolls and paper towel holders, things like that. He could make anything out of anything, you know? And costumes, I love the costumes and the make-believe. I think when I do role plays, part of me is back there. And they both already were starting with children's mental health. They were both having serious discussions with children on their level. And Mr. Rogers gave some of the best advice I'd ever heard when something bad happened. He said, when kids are asking, like, why is this happening in the world? He told them to always look for the helpers, because they're the ones running into the problem. They're the ones trying to help everyone and trying to rescue people. And I remember the day I heard him say that, and I said to myself, I want to be a helper. I knew that right off the bat. But they also talked about in this documentary why both men were so good at what they did, and it was about Mr. Dressup more than anything. And he was saying that he remembered what it was like, you know, to be a kid, that he still had his inner child in him. And I know we've talked about this before, but we really need to make friends with our inner child, especially if our inner child was damaged. Not broken, damaged, hurt at an early age. We tend to see them as, I don't want to be anything like that. I don't want to go back there. Hug them, love them, let them know that you accept them for who they are. It'll help free you, I promise. And let them know that they're not to blame for anything that happened when they were little. You know, self-esteem in a little kid can be damaged like that. Okay, this is just a small example. Small. But I was a teenager in the 80s, in the 80s. I had the big hair, I had the spandex pants, and the big belts that hung low on the hip, tight on the waist but low on the hip, the buckle. I loved those belts so much, and they would usually just click in. Like there wasn't a buckle, it would just click in. And I remember spending like a half an hour on my hair, my makeup, and this belt, and making my look just right. And I asked my dad how I looked. And he made a joke. It was just a joke. He didn't mean anything by it. He said I looked like a sack of potatoes tied in the middle. Maybe I wore the belt a little tight, but still, that's nothing to say to a kid. I never wore a belt for years. I'm talking like 30 years. Again, never. So you got to be really careful what you say. And if somebody said something to you as a kid and you're still holding on to it, you're still hearing it, I want you to get a piece of paper. I want you to write a letter to the person who said it to you. And I want you to say, you said this to me. It made me feel like this. I am no longer carrying this with me. It's yours to carry. And then rip it up. But get it out. Because I have a very good friend who taught me to write a breakup letter. My friend Kathy is one of the most wonderful people I know. I respect her so much. And she told me about writing a breakup letter to obesity. And I sat down one day and did it. And it wasn't an angry letter, because in reality it protected me from some things, and it was my comfort and my go-to and my excuse for everything. And I just said the time has come for us to part ways. You know, you served me when I needed you, if I needed you. Done. And you can do that for anything. Anger, self-esteem issues, lack of confidence, anything that you feel like you want to let go of, write a breakup letter. And you can rip it up and destroy it afterwards, but do the actual writing, because it helps get it out of you. It just helps it come out. Okay, so that's the mental health portion of today's video. Now I'll show you a couple things that I got. I'm very happy with these. So at my drugstore, Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, Quo is the name of their product, the drugstore brand, and it's a very good product for makeup and brushes and tools. So I found these blenders for the holidays. They have a whole display set up, and I just thought these were so pretty. And I just love the way we can tap on it, right? But they're such a pretty color. I'm not going to open them right now, but this Merlot color. When I was growing up, we called it burgundy, but now it's Merlot. And this really red, almost a pinky red, and then pink. And then it's got the gold sparkles all through it. So, because I did my get ready with me, and I showed you guys that I use my fingers, I had a lot of people message me, I need to use blenders more. I'm gonna try. I'll try, guys. That's all I can say. When I get ready to go at night, I use a blender. I will try. I'll try. the other thing, I'm going to try to use these tonight. There's a get-together at the school today, so I have to go tonight. But I'm hoping afterwards. I found these there, and they were on sale. And they're so pretty, and they're short. But I thought I could do a personal attention video tonight and use these brushes. I love the pink color. I love the caramel color of the bristles. And I love that they're small, because then they're perfect for getting up close and personal with you guys. And then, well, I just have to get rid of this cushion first. There we go. I couldn't really, get makeup brushes, eyeshadow brushes without getting some more eyeshadow, right? I have a problem, okay? I can't help it. And they're so nice. And it's not my fault. It's P Sincerity and Lori Latte's fault. They both did. And Lori Latte, Jeannie B, they all did get ready with me. Well, P Sincerity did a Sephora employee helps you. Oh, it was a good video, guys. It was really good. Anyways, I found these. I love the packaging. And just look at these colors. They're so pretty. And they all have a sparkle. And I remembered my glasses, so I can tell us the colors. So this one is Oat, Dusk, Spark, Spicy, and 2024. That's 2024. And then this one is Afterglow, Disco, Haze, Fizz, and Cocoa. Name anything cocoa, you've got me. Well, I love chocolate brown anything. I really do. I just realized I have lipstick on my teeth. Oh. That's what your tongue there does. So yeah, I got those colors. I'm actually wearing them right now. I'm wearing the Oat, and which ones did I wear? I'm wearing Oat, Fizz, and Spark. I think I did pretty good. But I just love the packaging and that it's small, I know I have such a problem when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I just love color. I love makeup. And that was one thing I really loved when Jeannie B did hers. She said that makeup is for people who like it. Nobody has to wear makeup. Don't let anyone tell you you have to. You wear what you want, okay? If you like to play with color and you like to look a certain way, go for it. Be who you are. Wear your truth. This is who I am. This is who I want to be. I like to wear makeup, and I like to try out all kinds of different looks. But when it comes to lipsticks and eyeshadows, so many colors, so little time. But yes, so I am going to be doing video. It's just everything is happening this week. I wanted so bad to start filming the Halloween video, because I'm going to have to do, I think I'm going to have to do 4 or 5 sets and splice them together. But today our eavesdrops were giving us trouble, so we ended up having to replace them. And then I had made an appointment to have our ducts cleaned from a reputable person, not the people who phone you. And they had a cancellation for tomorrow. And they said they're practically, up one street over. Alright, I'm not going to make them come back down to do, so I said, okay, fine, tomorrow's fine. But inside, I'm like, no. Can you imagine if I answered the door dressed like an elf? That would be so funny. So yeah, they're going to let me know in the morning what time they're coming. So if I have lots of time in the morning, I should excuse me, all my knitting and the sweaters that I've made just to show you and to scratch on them. Some of them are scratchy, and to talk about the material and how plush they are and soft, and they sound really good when you rub them together. And I have one where I did it's actually the one I'm most proud of, is I made a huge blanket for my husband, and it's Celtic knots. I think it's called Celtic braids, and there's about 4 sets of them, and it's huge, and it turned out really good, so I'm dying to show you guys that. I'm gonna film down in the family room for that one, because there's a couch there I can lay everything out to show you. So that's hopefully coming up either tomorrow or Thursday. And yeah, and I think I told you guys I'm gonna do another Aunty Angel chat with you guys about saying no, especially this time of year, when it's important for yourself to say no to people. And it's okay, it doesn't make you a bad person, it doesn't make you mean, it doesn't make you not nice. It just means you're putting your priorities in order. And it's okay to say to somebody, oh, I would love to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to put that in the list. I'm so sorry, maybe next time. Or if someone really pushes it, just say, I'm trying really hard to be polite, but the answer's no. That's it. Did you know that Emily Post, who is the big manners person, and Miss Manners, I love Miss Manners, I read them a lot. When you RSVP on anything, all you have to do is say yes or no. You never have to give an explanation, and it's actually considered bad manners for the person who sent you the invitation to ask you why you said no. So I'm like, bonus. So now when people ask me, I'm like, no. This is the first year since my daughter was in nursery school that I have not been on the parent council at her school. I was on last year, but only for part of the year. And when I got sick, I just couldn't. I'm not going to have people try to count on me when I can't commit to anything right now. So this year I didn't do it, and I feel so guilty. And like I've let people down, especially her. And I told her that. She's like, Mom, I'm more concerned that you're healthy. That's all. So it's okay to say no, and it's okay to let ourselves off the hook when we do. So I had meant for this to be like just a tapping and showing you guys these things video, but it turned out to be kind of a chat about all kinds of stuff, including our mental health, which is very important, you guys. Especially we're coming up to the holidays. We're gonna have a lot of stressors coming up, but that's okay, because we're going to talk about how to handle them more too as well, and how we can plan for it. And yes, I do mean what I'm about to say. You're going to go, what? We can plan for our anxieties. And what I mean by that is we can actually come up with, okay, do we see this situation making us anxious? Yeah. Why? This is it. What can we do to minimize the stressor on ourselves? There's all kinds of stuff we can do. I've been researching it for us, so we're gonna look into that. Also, I want to know, I talked about this early when I first started my channel, like 7 months ago, about love languages. I believe there's 5 love languages. Are you guys interested in a video about them? I was going to try to do a video on each one, but I think just a general, if anybody's interested in me doing a video like that, let me know, and I'll do one, because I think they're incredibly interesting, and it really helps if the person you're having any kind of conflict or stress with, it's good to know what their love language is, because you might not be speaking the same language. And sometimes when you can get on board and realize, oh, Say lovey.